Hello, hello again, hello everyone, and hello Panagiotis. I'm happy to be here again with you for the today session. First of all, I would like to say if everything is good with my voice, and if everything is good with the screen, if you see if everything is okay, we can start with the session today talking about professional audio, pro sound. Today Massimo is not with us. Thank you, Panagiotis. Thanks. Today Massimo is not with us because he is at home, and so I am with you, and I give you his greeting. Let's start talking about pro sound. Mainly today we are going to speak about HDL line array systems, talking about something about line array behavior, so how to manage a line array system in two different ways, because we basically divide our HDL line array catalog in two main sectors, the easy way and the pro way. Both are very good way to work, and we are going to analyze the differences in terms of workflow and also in terms of products, because we have different kind of speakers as well as software to work in the two different directions. At the end, we will talk about RDNet. Today we are going to do an introduction of the software, an overview of the software. And then if we will have time, but I hope that we will have time, we will talk about some products from TT plus range, touring and theater range. As usual, if you have some questions, please write the question in the chat, and I will be happy to answer if it is possible. And nothing else to introduce the session. We can start. Okay, so the easy way. What does it mean, the easy way? It means that it's easy. It's easy. Okay, so we are talking about plug and play systems. We are talking about system without network. Of course, good system, because we are talking about HDL6, HDL10, HDL20. Basically, HDL20 is still probably the most sold line array worldwide. It had a very, very huge success in terms of sales because of the sound quality, the easy to use, and reliability, that in professional audio are a must. Okay, first of all, reliability, easy to use, second, and sound quality, third. And so, what are the products in this line? HDL6 with the two 6-inch woofer and 1/7-inch compression driver. Then we have HDL10 with the two 8-inch woofer and the 2.5-inch compression driver, and the HDL20, our pinnacle in this product line, with the two 10-inch woofer and the 3-inch voice coil compression driver. As I told in the last session, I don't want to use this time to read the spec sheet, because for that there is the website and there are the catalog. I would like to talk about systems and talk about how to use these systems. So the subwoofers, before talking about subwoofer, we have, of course, the software to simulate and to design the system with these modules, these three line array modules, and we can fly up to 16 modules each cluster. So it means that we can think to cover also a big square with 16 modules per side, even if the most common system, at least here in Italy, with HDL20, HDL10, and HDL20, we are talking about 6-8 modules per side. Okay. The subwoofer that can be used with these products are the HDL12AS, that is the subwoofer that can be flown in the same cluster with the HDL6. And then single 18, subs 8004AS, and double 18-inch, subs 8006AS, respectively, with 2500 watt and 5000 watt peak power for the double 18-inch. But so very, very simple. Here we have the line array modules, and here we have the subs to couple those line array modules. So how to go on in the easy way? So let me speak about line array behavior in order to give you the possibility to understand how to use some simple controls that are on board in the line array modules in the back panels, as we will see. So you can see in this small clip, we see one generic line array modules working at different frequencies. Okay, you see that at low frequencies, these modules is basically omnidirectional. As the frequency increased, the sound beam became narrow according with the horn design, according with the waveguide of the compression driver. It means that we have to have different strategies for low frequencies and high frequencies. Different strategies, what does it mean? Let me show you this slide to better understand what I mean. In the low frequencies, this is a cluster, this is 8 modules clusters with just the first box on, just the middle box on, and just the last box on. You can see that the coverage, more or less, is the same because we are talking about omnidirectional frequencies, low frequencies. In the high frequency, the behavior is completely different because, as you can see, the first box is sounding in the far field, the middle box is sounding in the midfield, and the last box is sounding in the near field. So it is a completely different way to cover the audience area, okay? So how to manage these two different ways to adjust low frequency and high frequency with HDL10 and 20. In the back panel of the HDL10, we have some buttons. With these buttons, we can manage high frequencies, low frequencies, and also other two settings that allow us to make other adjustments according with the cluster shapes. But the most important settings are near field and far field, that are basically near field. Near means flat. Far means that we have a boost of 6 dB at 9 kHz in order to give more energy at the high frequencies to reach long distances, because in the line arrays systems, as the distance increase, the high frequencies decrease. So in the boxes aimed in the far field, we will need to push to add energy at the high frequencies in order to achieve a constant, a flat frequency response, constant frequency response. Okay, so in this case, some boxes will be in far and some boxes will be in near. Okay, as we will see, there will be the software that indicate us which boxes must be set in far and which boxes must be set in near. So this talking about high frequencies. So very easy, just one button, near or far. Talking about the low frequencies, we have the cluster size. Cluster size, the word cluster size means the length of the array. Because as the length of the array increase, it means that we will have more energy in the low frequencies because the low frequencies are summing each other because they are omnidirectional. So basically, as the cluster size, as the length of the clusters increase, we will need to reduce the low frequencies because they sum each other. So this low frequency reduction is a low shelving filter start at 400 Hertz that has 4 different positions with a shelving for 2-3 modules, for 4 to 6 modules, to 7 to 9 modules, and from 10 to 16 modules. So according with the length of our array, we have to set this kind of filter accordingly. Okay. Then we have the high curving control that is useful in those situations where we are working with a very curved cluster. My opinion is that it's always better to work not with very curved cluster. So in my experience, I almost never use this control because the sound became a little bit harsh. But anyway, there is this possibility. And then the last control is the indoor button. This is basically a further reduction in the low frequencies in order to avoid resonances and reverberation in the low frequency, talking about indoor venue where we can have some standing waves or some, let's say, pollution in the low frequencies. So in this case, we will clean again. This is a sort of an additional cluster size. We will clean again the low frequencies, okay? Even this control, in my experience, outdoor, I never use this control, but you probably indoor, it can be useful. So basically, that's it. For this, we called the easy way. We have basically to set 2 controls, near and far, and cluster size. And the system is ready to go. Ready to go, but before go, we have to design the system. To design the system in the easy way, we have the Easy Shape Designer software that give us all the indication that we need to set up the system from the mechanical point of view, as well as from the equalization, from the DSP point of view. So basically, the software is free for download from our website. And it is really easy to use because we have to set our field, the length of our coverage area, the length of the area we have to cover. And then we will start the coverage at 6 meters and until 60 meters, for example, with 8 modules of HDL20. Finish. Then, as you input this data, the software will output the angles that you have to set among the modules in the clusters. So 0, 2, 2, 2, 4, 6, 6. Here there is the shape of the cluster. There is the pickup point you have to set for the shackle in the flybar, also the shackle direction, because we have A and B position. That means more or less 0.5 degrees of tilting, of difference. And then the software will indicate us also the settings for the button that I showed you before. Okay, so in this case we have to set in far the first 4 modules and near the last 4 modules. And also the cluster size must be the same for all the modules. Be careful, the cluster size must always be the same for all the modules, because if we set different cluster size, we will create different phase response of the system, and that means that we will have cancellation in the low frequency. So be sure to set the cluster size equal for all the modules. Instead, in the high frequency, we can set differently far field or near field, because each module is involved to cover its own area. So we will not have problems of cancellation, because every single module will cover its own part of space, let's say. So that is the easy way. 4 input in the shape designer, and we will have all we need to set up the system. The last thing that we have to do, talking about easy way, in every line array system, we have to align our subwoofer system with our top in order to work in phase with in the crossover region. Okay, so for this purpose, we developed the pre-alignment delays paper that is ready to be downloaded from our knowledge base section in the website. In this paper, we will have all our products in combination with all our subs. And for each combination, there will be the best setting possible in order to work in phase. For example, let's suppose to have the subs 8006 for our HDL20 system that we just designed. And in this case, we will need to set the frequency at 90 Hertz. So with this button release, we have to reverse the polarity using this button phase. And we have to add 0.6 meter of delay, 1.7 millisecond, using this knob. Doing this, we will be sure that the system is in phase, okay? So really easy. Please follow the indication of this paper, because it is really important to work in phase in the crossover region. Otherwise, you will have loss of energy because of cancellation in the crossover region. So be sure to follow this indication. Otherwise, if you are able to make measurement, you can use RDNet. Even if these systems are not equipped with RDNet, you can use RDNet just for measurement, because as we will see, RDNet has a free audio measurement tool inside, as a Rational Acoustic Smart, to give you an idea. And you can use it. I suggest to use RDNet also, just to take measurement, even with system without RDNet. Anyway, if you don't want to take measurement, simply follow these rules, system design and system alignment, using the HDL Shape Designer software and reading our pre-delay alignment paper, and the work is done. So let me recap the easy way workflow. So first of all, we have to use Easy Shape Designer, RCF Shape Designer to design the system. Then we have to print the report to go on the field and set up the system. Power supply, daisy chain, audio cable, and among modules and sub. Please be sure to set all the buttons on the rear panel according with the report of the shape designer. Then fly the system and align the system according with the pre-layer alignment document that I show you just in the previous slide. And the work is done. Okay, so very easy to use. Of course, you can also plug and play without take care about these simple things to do. But of course, it's not a good way to work, because the acoustic result will be completely different. Okay. So once the system is flown, once the system is flown, as well as the subs are set with the proper DSP settings in the right position according with the RCF Shape Designer software. If we need to make other adjustments in this system, we have to use the master equalizer of the mixer or an external processor, because we don't have any other kind of controls, okay, to work with this system. So let's move now. If there is no question, I see that there is no question. Hello, everyone. I see that we are a lot of people today. I'm very happy for this. Nikos is asking the difference between J shape and spiral line array shape. Let's say that usually we, especially with 6 and 8 boxes per side, it is obviously better to work with a spiral algorithm. Otherwise, the J-shape algorithm is most common with you have many modules. Okay, so basically with the J-shape you will have a big coupling in the HF in the first modules, and the system became harsh in the far field, became very aggressive in the far field. And instead, with the spiral shape array, the sound is more uniform. Okay, so talking about RCF line array system, we suggest to work always with a spiral shape array. Even if you work with the easy focus to simulate the to make acoustic prediction, as we will see tomorrow, we always suggest to use the algorithm spiral shape array. So let's move talking about the Pro way. So the Pro way means the same products, okay, but with network on board and with improved components. We have HDL 26, 28, and 30 that are basically HDL 6, HDL 10, and 20, but with bigger amplifier, with neodymium magnet, titanium material in the compression driver, fair phase technology. Do you remember the fair phase technology that I explained in the last session? We have fair phase technology here, but the most important things is that we have RDNet remote control on board, RDNet software available for these products. 2 6-inch, 2 8-inch, and 2 10-inch woofer with 3 and 4-inch compression driver. For these products, we will have also the big one, the HDL54K, which is a big size line array with two 12-inch woofer, three-way active line array with two 12-inch woofer, four 6-inch neodymium mid-ranges, and two 3-inch neodymium compression driver. A very powerful modules with 4,000 watt peak power, 8,000 watt, 4,000 watt RMS power, 8,000 watt peak power. Fear phase technology, RDNet on board, and all the last technology available in RCF. You can see a small clip that show the waveguide. We have two of these devices here that create this kind of uniform sound shape going out from the mouth of the compression driver. This is a really technological line array modules because it contain all the last technologies in terms of acoustic development engineering and software development engineering. Okay. The subwoofer that can be flown with this system, the first three systems, the 26, the 28, and the 30. We have, I forget to place the name here. Otherwise, we have the HDL35 AS, HDL36 AS, and HDL38 AS. Okay, 15-inch, more powerful 15-inch and 18-inch neodymium woofer, single neodymium woofer. These subwoofers are useful to be flown in the same cluster and where we don't have the possibility to place the subs on the ground. I know that in Greece there are a lot of theater, a lot of small theater indoor, where probably this subwoofer will be very, very useful, avoiding to place the subwoofer on the ground. Of course, here also in these devices, we will have RDNet on board, so we will be able to control everything regarding the DSP, equalization, etc., as we will see when we are going to talk about RDNet with a laptop when the system is flown. Talking about the subwoofer on the ground, we have three models. The subs 9004 single 18, 9006 double 18, and 9007 double 21-inch woofer. Of course, we are talking about neodymium magnet and very powerful amplifier, because we are talking about 3600 watt RMS for the big one and the 1400 watt RMS for the small one. Baltic birch cabinet, we are talking about wooden cabinet with polyurea painting. So we are talking about water resistant devices for the subwoofer as well as for the array modules. We are talking about water resistant systems. Even the system from the EasyWay, the HDL 6, 10, and 20 are water resistant. All these systems are ready to work under the rain without problem. I remember 2 years ago, before COVID, we went in Frankfurt in Pro Light and Sound with the HDL 30, and it rained for 1 week, night and day, and the system worked without any problem. The demo went very good, even under the rain. So let me do a very quick recap. HDL series, the EasyWay with HDL 6, 10, and 20 HDL12AS, the subwoofer that can be flown with the HDL6, and the subs 8004 and 8006, single 18 and double 18. These systems are very, very useful for plug and play, for small rentals company. They are plug and play, easy to use, suitable for venue, indoor, outdoor, even big venue, because we can fly up to 16 modules for each cluster. Talking about the Pro Way, we have the same size products, so 26, 28, and 30. Here we have also the big one, the 54K. We have 3 models of subwoofer that to fly this system together with the subwoofer, 36 with 26, 35 with 26, 36 with 28, and 38 with 30. The 54K doesn't have the subwoofer for this system to be flown. On the ground, we can use the 9004, 9006, and 9007, single 18, double 18, double 21 inch. These systems are designed for medium to large rentals company, expert PA manager, front of house. These systems are all network controlled, able to make complex configuration, talking about subwoofer, cardioid, sub-arc, very easy to align different parts of the systems. But I want to underline one thing. These systems are not more complicated, okay? Are more complex, not more complicated, because with RDNet we will be able to use use this system in an easy way, as well as the system of the easy way. Okay, what is the difference? The difference is that in the easy way, even a guy without knowledge, without deep knowledge in the audio field, can use this system. In the Pro Way, we need to have a little bit of knowledge to use this system. Otherwise, we could make damages and big mistake in the settings, because RDNet is a really powerful software to control system. But also, if you are working without knowledge, is very easy to destroy the sound instead of improve the sound. So, expert PA manager and front of house engineer are necessarily needed to use a system with RDNet. Okay. This system can be used also without RDNet, but it's like to have a Ferrari and you want to go by foot, so it is not a good idea. A brief recap with images. The easy way: 3 models, 1 models of sub that can be flown, and 2 models of subs on the ground. The Pro Way: 3 models with the subs to be flown, the big one, the HDL54K, and the subs that can be placed on the ground, single 18, double 18, and double 21. So I don't want to go on with the description, because I think that this is really clear. We have 2 main sectors with the same size of products, 66, 88, and 10, for a more easy way to work, plug and play, without necessary to have deep knowledge. The systems in the Pro Way, of course, are equipped with RDNet. You can achieve a fantastic result in terms of sound quality, because we are talking about system at the top of the pyramid, talking about sound quality. So we are in the same range of L-acoustic of DMB system. We are talking about sound quality like that. But of course, to reach that sound quality, you have to be able to use all the tools that we have at disposal to achieve that result. RDNet and some ability to make measurement and some knowledge, some few knowledge in the audio field. Talking about accessories, we have all the accessories we need to set up and the system in different configuration, flown, stacked on subs. We have chains, we have rain covers, we have every kind of different cable extensions, Ethercon to XLR cable to wire the RDNet signals, cart, power supply, extension cable, stand, and so on. Everything we need to work with this system with all its accessories. So if there is not questions, there is a question from George. L-acoustics arcs versus HDL20. No, they are different. Panagiotis is right. They are different systems, because if I'm not wrong, the arcs is not a symmetric device, and just for this, we can compare the two systems. They are aimed at completely different, let's say, market segment, as well as application, I suppose. So let's talk about the ProWay, and let me introduce RDNet. So basically, today we are going to make an overview of the software. Instead, tomorrow we are going to work with the software. So tomorrow the webinar will be not with the slideshow, but will be working directly on the software with a real system online, and so we will make all the adjustment. We will do the ProWay workflow in real time with you. Okay. I hope that probably tomorrow here will be a rainy day, but no problem for that, because if tomorrow will rain, I will arrange a system here indoor just to have the possibility to go online in real time with RDNet. And so what is RDNet? RDNet is a networking software, is a network advanced remote system management software, working in under Windows 7 to 10 to 11. No Mac version, because but of course we can work with Mac computers using the simulation software as Parallel Desktop, Fusion, and also other software. They can work. We have a lot of customers using Mac computers with the simulation with the Windows simulator, because basically we are talking about a really light software, because this is a remote control software. Okay, in the computer there is no any kind of DSP job, because the processing happen inside each box, not in the computer. This is the first important things to understand. So, okay, we are using the computer, but if the computer crash, the system will go on playing without any problem, because the computer is just a remote of the system. Is not doing any kind of processing. So this is the first important thing to understand. You can download RDNet for free from our website after registering. One important thing that I want to underline also is that please, if you are an RCF user, create your account and register your products. First of all, because you will extend your warranty by 1 more year. So instead of 2 years, you will have 3 years of warranty. So this is really a good thing, because we have a lot of customers that do not create the account and do not register the product, but it's stupid because you lose the possibility to have 1 more year of warranty, and you will not have the possibility to download our tool and our white paper. It's free, so do it. Okay, so download and RDNet, and you can easily start to play with the software, even you don't have knowledge to use the software. It's very easy to use. There are a lot of video tutorial online that will explain to you every single step to use the software, because with this software we can do everything, as we will see. This is a layout of one systems without RDNet. Let's suppose to analyze one system without RDNet. So we have the source, our front of house mixer. Then we need some processor to manage all the part of our system. One processor for the main, one for the subs, one for the side fill, one for the front fill and delays. Because if we need to do some array processing, okay, we need to go to the cluster with more than one audio cable. For example, to equalize differently the speakers according with the HF compensation, for example, or in particular talking about subwoofer, different configuration of subwoofer. Let's suppose to do a sub-arc, okay, of 10 subwoofer. To do a sub-arc in order to spread the energy of the low frequency in the audience area. This is a common technique to have a constant coverage in the low frequencies. So to make a sub-arc with 10 subwoofer, we will need 5 audio field. 5 audio feed. So we will need 1 processor just for the subs. Okay. The same thing for the front fill. If we have a lot of front fill, probably we have to delay differently the front fill in order to have the same sound image of the stage from different point in close to the stage. As well as delays, we have for sure to make processing for the delay, applying the proper delay, equalization, and so on. So for sure, we will need another processor for this. With RDNet, all this part will disappear because we are talking about the processing are inside the box. Okay. So we will need just 1 audio cable going to the main system, going to the subs, going to the front, and going to the delay. And all the other things will be managed using your laptop. So very easy to wire a kind of system, because you need just 1 feed for each part of the system. You will see your workspace with the icons, and each icons is one element of your system. Double clicking on each icons, you will go in the extended parameters, where you can make all the adjustment you need to set up the system in the proper way. So what we can do with RDNet is that we will have, first of all, the real-time control of the physical parameter of each device. When I talk about physical parameters, I mean the temperature, for example, of the amplifier, the angle, because inside each box there is an inclinometer. Okay, so looking at RDNet, we will know the inclination of our system. So think about to work with two motors to fly the system, how to reach the proper tilting of the system according with your design. You have to make a different complex measurement with the cords, or with to place an inclinometer on the flybar. With RDNet is not necessary, because inside each box there is an inclinometer. You can take under control the voltage of the power supply. Very important when you are working with power generators. That often we have problem because we are asking too much power and the voltage fall down. So in this case, we can take under control the voltage of the power supply. The velocity of the fan, the velocity of the cooling system of every single device. Okay. We have also a new tools in the last release of RDNet that is detecting the connection quality, the velocity of the frame rate going to the Cat5 cable, that is the cable in which there will be the RDNet serial protocol. So we will see the velocity of the communication in each part of the system. Looking at the velocity, when we see a different number, for example, if we here see 8 frames per second, it means that in these modules, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modules, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in these modules, we have a problem, a network problem, maybe a cable, maybe something. And so looking at this, we can go there and see what happened in that module. But all these things will be deepened. Tomorrow we'll go deep in these topics in real time. So talking about the RDNet workflow, first of all, we have to design the system. Okay, so the RCF shape designer software used for the easy way, in this case, is inside RDNet. We have exactly the same software to simulate, to create our design for the boxes equipped with RDNet. But we want to help also the user from the easy way, because in the shape designer, in the RDNet shape designer, we find also the HDL6, 10, and 20. Okay, so you can make simulation also for the 6, 10, and 20, even if you can control the 6, 10, and 20 with RDNet, because they don't have RDNet on board. But you can simulate the system, and you can use RDNet measure to measure the system and to align the system. So even an easy way user, I suggest to download and use RDNet. First of all, because it is free. Second, because it is very useful. So design the system, very easy. our audience area from 6 to 50 meters. For example, I create our cluster, my cluster, that is flown at 10 meters, autosplay, and the work is done. I have all the data we need to set up the system, the angles I have to set among the modules, the pickup point, the direction of the shackle, and some physics parameters, the total load, the tilt of the flybar. And the most important things, one really important thing, let me show this tool that is really important. This is a thermometer and hygrometer, so $20 on Amazon, okay? But it is really important to get a very good result in terms of sound quality, because we have to insert here the temperature and the humidity. According with these two parameters, automatically RDNet will apply the high frequency correction differently for each modules in order to compensate the loss of high frequency, the loss of energy in the high frequency according with the distances and according with the different way to absorb the high frequencies due to the temperature and humidity. Because with in this condition, probably I am losing 3 dBs with the 60% of humidity. Probably I will lose a little bit more. Okay, so it's really important to work with these tools, very cheap, but very important. So design the system and then set up the system with the DSP, controlling the internal DSP of each box. Tomorrow we will see this tool in details. Basically, we have 4 different layers of control. The pink layers coming from our design. Okay, so the pink layers is what RCF shape designer is suggesting at the speaker as presets. In this case, this is the preset suggested by the Easy Shape Designer according with our design and according with the temperature and the humidity. Then we have an 8-band full parametric equalizer, 3 FIR filter control. Tomorrow we will see how to use it. And then gain, delay, crossover, the presets. These are the presets coming from our design. We don't need to set this preset because they come automatically from our design. And then we can see, in this case, we are talking about the details of an HDL54K, and we see the status of the 3-way of our system, okay? So we can go in mute of every single way can be placed in mute. Also, we have the metering, and we have the level of the gain reduction if the limiter is start working. Okay. This is. I want to show you the last slide, and then we can do just 5 minutes of break without before go on. This slide will better show you what does it mean high frequency compensation differently for each single modules. Look at this small clip. As the distance increase, the high frequency decrease. So as the distance increase, we have to push differently our HF preset in order to compensate this kind of loss of energy. Okay. So the last slide that I want to show you before break is the last tool that we have at disposal in RDNet. That is the RDNet measure tool. It is a acoustic, a dual FFT, a dual channel acoustic measurement tool, able to play with up to 4 microphones. So we can place the microphone in 4 different positions. And for each position, we can have the frequency response, phase response, impulse response. We can save our measurement. We can also look at the SPL meter of this microphone, and we can also record the history of the SPL of our show in order to demonstrate to work according, for example, some limitations. Okay. Anyway, this is something very easy to use, very similar to the common measurement software as Rational Acoustic, Smart, Live, as AFMG, Systune, Easier Systune, and so on. But differently, RDNet measure is for free. Even a non-RCF user can download RDNet and use RDNet just to take some measurement. Okay? So if you are agree, Panagiotis, we will take just 5 minutes of break, and in 5 minutes after 4 your local time, we will restart to the second part of the RDNet overview and the last thing talking about our Turing and theater system. Okay. So thank you very much. See you in 5 minutes, 7 minutes, just the time to take a coffee. Okay, my coffee is done and we can restart the session. Let's go on to talking about RDNet. If there is some question, of course, do it. I would like to answer. If there is some doubts till now, otherwise, let's go on. The user cloud. Each RDNet user have one personal cloud at disposal where you can save and load your design, you can save and load your measurement, and you can share with us, with our engineering support group, your design to get some suggestion from us and to verify if your workflow is ready. Sometimes I see that some user try to equalize differently in the low frequency the line array modules. This is a big mistake. Okay, so using this cloud, you can share with the other user your idea about design, your idea about tuning and alignment. It is free and it is really a nice tool to save also your design and your synoptic design on air without be tied to a laptop, because as soon as you will log in your RDNet user account, you will find all your design with any computer. Okay. RDNet is internally developed here in RCF. We are continuously in touch with the RCF software developers, okay, giving them suggestion coming from the end users. So for this reason, RDNet is continuously updated. Okay, every month we update RDNet a couple of times with new function, new firmware, because using RDNet you can update the firmware of your device. For example, talking about the TT Plus user with TTL33 and TTL55, this system, this line array system, born in the past without FIR filter, with a free firmware update, now this customer can enjoy with the FIR technology, okay, using RDNet. So how to use RDNet? To use RDNet, we need a controller in order to communicate from the computer to the devices. We have two kinds of controller, Control 2 and Control 8. Basically, the differences are Control 2 can be plugged just via USB. Okay. Instead, Control 8 can be plugged via USB. On also in the back panel, we have a Cat5 socket, and so we can work with a TCP/IP network with a standard internet protocol. And for this reason, we can connect our system also via Wi-Fi. Okay. For every network output of our controllers, we can connect up to 32 different devices in daisy chain. Okay. So with one control 8, we can control up to 256 devices. And with the control 2, we can control up to 64 devices. I suggest for professional user, the control 8 is more suitable because of the Cat5 connection, because of the wireless possibility, because of the control 8 can be placed on the stage and you reach your front of house position with the Cat5 or via wireless, and you can control your system from the front of house. With the control 2, you are forced to wire long Cat5 cable from the front of house to the system. So for this reason, the control 2 is more suitable for small system, as we will see in the Turing and theater point source system where we have RDNet. If you have a very simple system with a couple of boxes with a couple of subs, the control 2 can be suitable. If we are talking about line array systems, I suggest to go with the control 8 because it's more suitable because of the Ethernet connection. In a RDNet control 8 environment, via an Ethernet switch, we can connect up to 20 control 8. For example, if we are talking about a very big concert with delay or a big installation in stadium, because RDNet is suitable also to control installed system. We, for example, in Baku, in Azerbaijan, did a fixed installation with 276 TTL55 line array modules. Everything is controlled with some control 8 and with one laptop. So a very powerful network tool to manage easy, small, until very big system. So let me summarize the Pro Way workflow as we did for the Easy Way workflow. System design with RDNet. First thing, print the report and set up the system on the venue, in the venue. Wire and power up. Go online with RDNet. Apply the RDNet settings automatically, the settings that are coming from our design, and then using RDNet to measure and align the system. Fine-tune, EQ, fair gain, bass shaper, as we will see. We can also talk about the way to set up our audio card to make measurement. Tomorrow we will talk about that. And so this is the Pro Way workflow. As you can see, it is quite similar to the Easy Way. Let's say we are doing the same things in a more detailed way using RDNet. But basically, we are equalizing, we are making the cluster size, we are compensating the high frequencies, okay? In the Easy Way, we have just one button, near field and far field. In the Pro Way, we can differently apply 15 different presets for the HF compensation. So quite improve in the tuning possibilities, okay, and flexibility. So that's all for the RDNet introduction. And in the last part of this presentation, I would like to speak about our Turing and Theater series, our premium series, talking about classic speakers, talking about two-wave active speakers, and talking about 2- and 3-way sound column. Okay, we have few products, stage monitors and subwoofer. Of course, we are talking about Pro way. So we are talking about system equipped with RDNet, but not line array systems. Okay, so in this moment the company are pushed the HDL system, easy way, okay, and Pro way. Talking about Turing and theater system, in this moment we are going to talk about active speakers, two-way, so standard point source speaker. Of course, the TTL 33 and TTL 55 system are still available and the support will go on, okay? But in this moment, the HDL systems are quite new systems. So for this reason, the training are on that system and not in the old one. And so let's explore our catalog talking about TT Plus. If there are not questions, we can go on. So TT Plus, we have two-wave active speaker TT 08 A2 and TT 10, 8-inch and with a 2.5 inch with 175-inch compression driver and 2.5-inch compression driver. 175-inch compression driver, the same compression driver for the TT10. We are talking about component, top class component without compromise in terms of quality. So everything is in neodymium. All the magnet are neodymium magnet. All the enclosure are Baltic birch wooden cabinets. All the components are the best quality that we can find in the RCF catalog. Of course, also the sound quality is a top level. 8-inch, 10-inch, then we have 12-inch woofer and 15-inch woofer with the TT22A2 and TT25A2. The power amplifier are always Class D amplifier, and the coverage of this system are a standard coverage of the standard point sources, so 90 degrees on the horizontal plane and by 60 degrees on the vertical plane. Of course, we are talking about neodymium woofer, neodymium compression driver, 4-inch compression driver for the 55, for the 25, and 3-inch compression driver for the 22. Do you remember what I spoke about compression driver coil dimension in the last session? Exactly the same. Increasing the compression driver coil dimension, we go down with the crossover frequency between woofers and compression driver. So it means that most of the vocal range with big compression driver come from the horn, okay? So it means fast transient response, voice in your face, and a very detailed high frequency reproduction. That's all for our point sources. So a brief recap: TT08, TT10, 8-inch, 10-inch woofer, 12-inch woofer, 15-inch woofer. Then we can move to the TT Turing and Theater series of sound column. We have a quite new speaker, the TT4 series. This is a unique speaker, the solution speaker. We call the solution speaker because we have three different models with three different horn design. As you can see, we have three different coverage. We are talking about a box with two 10-inch woofer and three different 4-inch compression driver. Let's see the application of this box. As you can see, these are the three models, TTL4, TTP4, and TTW4. The difference is in red. The polar pattern of the horn. 100 per 25, vertical 25, 60 per 25, horizontal 60, 25 vertical, and 100 per 50 coverage pattern for the TTW. We are talking about 1600 watt RMS power. Of course, we are talking about neodymium, we are talking about top class components. But why this product is really flexible? Because yes, we can use just one box per side, but we also can think to use this box in different way, even a sound column made by two boxes with the upper box upside down in order to couple the compression driver. For this reason, it is not possible to use more than two boxes, otherwise the compression driver will be distant each other, creating combo filter. So we can use this box with two boxes in this way, flown, because we have accessory to fly the system, stacked on a subs. We can use one box in pole mount on a stand or on a subs. So working with different models, we can reach different polar pattern. 100 per 50 with two TTL4 stacked or flown, or 100 per 25 with one TTL4. 60 per 50 with 2 times TTP4, or 60 per 25 with one TTP4. This, if we are talking about speakers in a classical, let's say, assembly with one speaker, or at least, or until 2 speakers per side in a sound column. But this box can be used also in this way, like a line array with a constant curvature. Okay, so we can create a vertical array or an horizontal array of box until almost a circular sound source. Okay, we suggest not to go above, let's say, 260 degrees, because probably we will have some problems in the low frequency, but it could be possible to go until 360 degrees. Why not? A circular sound source. So according with the different models, we can reach different polar pattern. So a really flexible box with a fantastic sound quality. Instead, the TTW4 is a classic point source. Not possible to use 2 boxes of these models. This is just one box, very similar to the coverage of the standard point sources. We have 100 degrees per 50 degrees on the vertical plane. So this is a standard, a classic point source. We have a complete range of accessories. Here I show just the accessory regarding the mechanical part. So of course we will have poles, cables, extender, and every kind of accessory you need to use this box. But I want to underline the mechanics: horizontal flybar, vertical flybar, spacer and link bar to link and to space and to create clusters spaced using different horn direction and design. Of course, rain cover, because we are talking about water resistant system. So, last sound column, the pinnacle in our touring and theater catalog, talking about point source. We are talking about the TTL6. This is a jewel. This is an active 3-wave line source. A fantastic box, very powerful box with two 12-inch woofer, 4 6-inch neodymium midranges, and 1 3-inch compression driver. Also a neodymium woofer, of course. We are talking about 2200 watt of total power, and we are talking about a point source with a fantastic sound quality. RDNet, of course, is on board, and even with the TTL6, we can use 2 boxes with the upper one upside down in order to reach up to 70 degrees on the vertical plane and up to 142 dB of max SPL with 2 modules. We can also adjust the inclination between the 2 modules in order to go from 55, if I'm not wrong, from 55 to 70 degrees of vertical coverage. There is the flybar, and of course, I want to underline that about all these products, we have the GLL files to work with. AFMG is focused to create our simulation and our prediction in order to see how this system will behave in a certain venue. As we will see tomorrow, because tomorrow we will create some acoustic simulation with ease focus. A couple of devices talking about subwoofer in the touring and theater range. We have the TTS-15 and the TTS-18 subwoofer, single 15 and single 18-inch neodymium woofer. RDNet is on board. We have 2 different amplifiers, 1100 watt and 1400 watt RMS. And in the rear panel, there is the possibility to recall some preset even without RDNet. But as I told before, if you purchase a system with the RDNet possibility, please do use RDNet. Otherwise, it's like to have a Lamborghini and go by foot. So it's not a good idea. Talking about stage monitor, we have the 2 models in the TT range, TT Plus range. We have the TT20 CXA and the TT25 CXA. The 20 is a double 8-inch neodymium woofer and 1 3-inch compression driver. The 25 is a coaxial design with a 15-inch woofer and 2.5-inch compression driver. Of course, this is a constant directivity monitor, 60x60. Instead, this is not coaxial, so this is a 90x60, 70 degrees of directivity. Multifunctional cabinet means that we can use this cabinet also as a standard speaker, because on the other side there is the pole mount capability, so there is also the possibility to use this box as a classic speaker instead of stage monitor. RDNet is on board, so using RDNet we can create the network and a network also working with the stage monitor, finding a very notch filter to find, for example, feedback, a lot of possibility with RDNet. The last but not least, the last device, a new fantastic device in the touring and theater catalog is the new TT 515 device. I'm doing a webinar. Can I? Is the TT 515 speaker? It is a fantastic tool. It is a small box. It is a 2x5-inch woofer and 1.7-inch neodymium compression driver. It is a very new design with a sound quality that is amazing. Baltic birch, fair phase and bass motion control. Do you remember bass motion control for the other session that I did? The horn, as you can see in this quick animation, is rotatable, so we can swap the coverage between 170 degrees, in 70 degrees and 100 in order to use this box in a vertical position or in a horizontal position. So it is something unbelievable if you listen for it, because we are talking about 1000 watt RMS in a box with 2 5-inch woofer and 1/7-inch compression driver. There is a subwoofer, a new subwoofer, a very interesting subwoofer. I would like to underline that is very interesting in theater application because this is a low profile subwoofer. We have 2 8-inch neodymium woofer powered by the same amplifier. We are talking about 1000 watt RMS. Bass motion control, excursion management, of course, is on board. It is possible to rig this subwoofer. Of course, we are talking about Baltic birch enclosure. And we are talking about, to give you an idea, you know the Evox, okay? We are talking about one product similar to the Evox, but with a completely different quality range in terms of sound quality, in terms of sound pressure. The dimensions are almost the same. If you have the possibility to listen for these systems, go and listen for this system because it is amazing. You can see that we can use this system together. There is also the preset to use the subs 808 and the top 515 together with the subs that can be placed in horizontal position, but as well as in vertical position. We can pole mount the system, we can fly the system, we can do everything. This is a really good, really fantastic system. So let me show you an application of the TT808AS. This is a theater, for example. This is a ease focus simulation, and I want to work with a broadside array. For example, with some subwoofer in a line of from these models, because always in theater you don't know where to place the sub because the sub are too big. Always you have this. There is this problem. Also, if you place the sub near the first row of people, the people are too close to the subs. if you place these subs in a line, very, very small, we are talking about, I don't remember very well, 30 centimeter of height. So it is a very low profile system, okay? You can work in theater at low level with a fantastic frequency range and with a very fantastic result in terms of coverage and sound quality. This is the simulation without any kind of processing, okay? You can see we have the stage with the earthquake, okay? We have a very noisy stage talking about low frequency. And also in the audience area, we have most of the energy concentrated in the center because we have a long source, and the physics of sound say that if we have a long source, the sound beam became narrow, okay? Everything is concentrated in the center. But we have RDNet. So we can create a sub-arc, and we can create a cardioid configuration, a curved cardioid configuration. And the result is this: a stage completely clean from low frequencies and a really constant coverage instead of the previous. As you can see the difference, this is without RDNet processing, and this is with RDNet processing. There is a huge difference. Okay. So from my point, this is more or less all. I want just to show you some pictures about big installation that we did in 2015, before COVID, where we set up something like 512 sound sources, talking about line arrays, modules, and subwoofer. Everything was controlled using RDNet. This was a huge installation, a huge concert with 19 delay towers made by 16 TTL55 modules each, and with 150,000 attendees at that in that occasion. It was a very fantastic concert, a fantastic installation. And everything was tuned, aligned using one single laptop in a single network. This is another picture of the venue in the afternoon, just a couple of hours before the show. It was a very huge installation, just to give you an idea what we can do using RDNet. Last but not least, our education program, what I'm doing now, but also what we will do together, I hope, to come in Greece, if there will be the possibility to come to make live session, working directly on the software, looking in your eyes without looking webcam, because I'm not very it is not my job to talk in front of a webcam. I want to go on the field, to speak with people, and to listen for the real system. This is my passion. This is my job. Anyway, here we have our facilities here in Reggio Emilia, where 3-4 times every year we organize a full week of free training session about these topics. But as I told before, this kind of training session can be managed also on site in the country, worldwide, because we travel everywhere to make RCF users as knowledge as possible in order to use our product in the best way to reach and to achieve the best result. So, thank you very much. Hello, Vangelis, how are you? Thank you very much for attending this webinar. If you don't have other questions, I give you the appointment for tomorrow for the last session talking about this week, and then of course I hope to make to come in Greece. Of course, I hope to come in Greece. So again, thank you everyone. Hello Spiros. Hello Panagiotis. Thank you for attending the webinar. Nikos, G Sound, and all the guys that are here. So guys, let me stop the recording. These webinars are